Hey there, students. This is Sister Mills, and I just decided to hop on here real quick while my baby is sleeping. I wanted to give you kind of an overview of what our course is going to be like this semester. Um, and so I'm going to cover some topics in this video that are super important as we get started. Some important things for you guys to know. So this is a list of things that I'm going to cover in this video. So feel free to hop around if you need to, if you want to skip ahead or whatever. But these are the things that we're going to be covering in this video, just so that you can have that overview for PC 102. So the first thing I wanted to mention here is that even though this course is called Professional Skills, it's geared towards skills in the workplace, right? But this course is for everyone. I know that some of you currently have a job. I know some of you will soon be entering the workforce, but there are a lot of you who don't have jobs and maybe not even ever apply for a job. And so I wanted to let you know that this course really does have something for everyone. I've had previous students who have made note of the things that they've learned, and a lot of the skills that they've learned they applied to their families and to their role in the community and in their callings in church. And so I just wanted to throw that out there and make sure you guys know that this course really is for everyone. And hopefully, as you go in with that broader view, that you'll be able to see how it's applicable in many ways to your own life. The next thing I wanted to mention here is about the general course layout. So I have um, this little document here. It's not perfect. There's some things that aren't completely accurate here, but it gives you an overview of what this course is going to be like. And there will be a link to this in my notes for week one in the announcements. So I wanted to just show you real quick. Each week we have the same kind of elements. Okay, we have a writing lesson, we have a math lesson. This is the key down here, by the way. You have a gathering, and then you have an application activity. And so you'll see that we have all of those colors on each of the weeks. And so it really is going to have a consistent flow for you. But I wanted to point out this is something that is super important. This first part of the semester, weeks 1 through 5, you're going to be completely independent, well, and in week 6. Including week 6, those assignments are all done independently. And then in weeks 7, 8, and 9, that's when you're going to be starting the semester project. And in weeks 7, 8, and 9, you're actually going to be doing some group work on that semester project. And so you'll meet your group members in week 6, and then you'll collaborate with them on the application activities for these 3 weeks. And then after that, in week 10, 11, 12, and 13, you'll be still working on the semester project, but you'll be doing the work individually. Those assignments you'll complete individually. And so I wanted to give you a heads up about that. And then just real quick, we have this other little map here of what we're doing in each of those weeks. The team portion obviously is over here in orange. And so there will be those 3 weeks where you do complete the 3 assignments. And then in week 8, these 2 assignments, and week 9, the 1 assignment, those will be completed all together as a group. And then weeks 10, 11, 12, and 13, obviously you'll do by yourself. Some weeks, like in this first week, you'll have 3 assignments. Some weeks you'll have one. Some weeks you'll have two. And all of the instructions for this are super clear. And so as long as you're following the instructions for it, you should be perfectly fine. Okay, the next thing I wanted to cover was our weekly activities, and I kind of already covered that. Because we will be doing basically the same assignments each week. But I wanted to show you week 1 is slightly different because we're kind of just getting started with the course. But I wanted to show you down here in week 2. So you have an introduction page that kind of explains what the week's going to be about. You have a professional skill lesson, a writing lesson. Most weeks you'll also have a math lesson here. And then you'll have the gathering where you'll report whether or not you attended the gathering. You'll have an application activity or maybe two, and then math quizzes and surveys. Those are the basic elements that are going to be a part of every week. Um, like I mentioned, week 1 and week 14 are a little bit different, but as you can see as you go through here, they're pretty much the same. And so I think you'll get the flow of the course pretty quickly here as we get started. All right, the next thing I wanted to cover was communication from me. In our course, there's a couple different places where you're going to want to be checking on a really regular basis. Every single time you log in, I would recommend checking out the announcements page. Um, and there will be 2 announcements posted per week, most weeks. Some weeks might have 3. But basically, on this announcements page, you'll be able to see any information that I have for you here. And on these pages, if you go into an actual announcement, you can go ahead and read through the text of the announcement. And then down here below, you can click reply. And that's where you can ask questions, you can make comments. In this first announcement, I ask you to introduce yourself. So that's where you'll go down there and do that, and when to select reply. And so that's a great place to post questions where maybe somebody else in the class might be able to answer the question. And if you see a question posted and you know the answer, go ahead and answer it for the student, for your classmate. I will definitely be checking the announcements and answering and replying to you guys. But another place where we can communicate here is in this inbox tool. You can kind of just see it here on the edge of the screen, but that is where you can message me directly if you have any questions or anything that's more personal that our other classmates don't need to know about, or might, if it's personal, go ahead and use that inbox tool. And then also in that inbox tool, I'll be sending out weekly messages, and if there's anything urgent that comes up, I will definitely be sending it in that inbox. So make sure you're checking that quite often. The next thing is an explanation of how you can get your feedback in the course. Now, this is super important. I'll probably be posting more about this later, reminders of how to do it, but I wanted to show you how exactly you can get that feedback, because that's one of the most important parts of learning, is getting that feedback and being able to redo or learn more from what you're doing well and what you need to work on. So here I am on the home page. I'm just going to go ahead and click on the grades tab, and most of this is going to look pretty similar to what you will see. This is just for a test student, so obviously this student, this test student hasn't completed very many assignments. But if you do have a missing assignment, it will flag it as red. If you have a late assignment, it will flag it as red as well. But this page it's going to have all of our assignments. It's going to have your score that you scored out of the total number of points possible. And so that that is super helpful. But over here on the right, this is where you're really going to access all your feedback. And so you can click, there's this little dialog bubble. If you click that, then it's going to pop down here, and you're going to be able to see the feedback from me. Okay, this is where I'm going to write a note to you. Hey, you did great on this. Hey, this needs some work, things like that. And then if you want to see the rubric to see how you scored, you click on this little clipboard on the right. And that's where you can scroll down a little bit and see which criteria you scored on, and how that affected your overall score. Now, the last thing that I'm going to show you is super duper important. On a couple of the assignments, especially like the resume and some of your group activities where you're writing stuff out, I'm going to be getting into your document and leaving comments on your document, so I can point out specific places and specific things that you guys are working on. So in order to access that, you have to click on the actual assignment over here. Okay, so you can see that's underlined. It's a link. It's going to take me to this page. Over here on the right, this is just the same comment that it showed on the other page. This link right here is your document that you actually submitted. Okay, but this tiny little part right here where it says view feedback, that is your destination. That's where you want to go. And I know it's small. I wish they would make it bigger, but you're going to click View Feedback, and I believe you can make this window a little bit bigger since it kind of is small. Um, but you can see on this document, you can see where I have highlighted in the text, and then the comment that I have that corresponds with that text. And so this is where I'm going to really, we're going to dive deep and get to the nitty gritty and get you that feedback that you're really needing. And so that is how you access that. I know it's a little complicated, but I know with a couple tries you'll be able to get it. And then last of all, before I wrap up this video, I just wanted to give you a couple tips. This course is pretty straightforward. If you are reading all the information and trying to, grasp it all, whether it depends on who you are, but sometimes students take notes, sometimes people write things down, sometimes they, whatever works for you so that you can remember the material. Read all the instructions and view all the videos. Um, it's really straightforward. We really cover pretty much all um, everything you need to know to get started. And if you have additional questions, go ahead and ask. And then the last part I wanted to mention, I know a lot of you are worried about the group work portion of the semester, the 3 weeks where we have the group work. But I just wanted to reassure you, you can do this. You will succeed with the group assignments, and it's going to work out. I know some of you will have some anxieties and things about that, but we have some really great people in our class and really great students, really great, wonderful, amazing saints and students. We're gonna be fine, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. So hopefully you'll look forward to that with ready to accept that challenge and ready to just power through it. Anyways, if you have any questions about the semester or what you can expect, please let me know. I'm always available to you. And yeah, I'm here for you. It's going to be a great one.